Make better money choices. Choose a bank that takes your money seriously. Business Watch is brought to you by Nedbank.
It's 2 p.m. Every good afternoon, and thank you for tuning in. This is Nedbank Business Watch. Thank you so much for tuning in today's program. Today on the show, we talked to Nedbank SME Manager Sive Shabangu about opportunities availed for SMEs who want access to finance, such as flexible finance to buy commercial property, apply for a business loan, and vehicle and equipment finance. Taking the leap to become an entrepreneur and contributing to the Eswatini economy can be quite a difficult task. People find they have skills to be productive, but they do not necessarily have the tools or support in place to make their vision a reality. Nedbank Eswatini, through their small business solutions, offers a range of tools and support for entrepreneurs and small business owners to help them make the most of their endeavor. We'll be joined by Sive Shabangu, who's the SME manager on the program today.
Welcome on board indeed. You are watching Nedbank Business Watch. I am LinkedIn Gule. Many thanks for joining us. According to the Eswatini SME roadmap for 2018 to 2022, Eswatini has about 25,947 small and medium enterprises. And of course, 4,240 of those are defined as mid-sized companies. And ahead of the Tax Indaba organized by Business Eswatini on the 19th of June, we want to get an understanding if our SMEs locally are tax compliant and if the business environment is conducive enough for SME growth in the Kingdom of Eswatini. We shall be in conversation with Piliswa Dlamini, Promotion Officer from the Ministry of Commerce under the SME unit, to give us an understanding of the SME sector in the Kingdom of Eswatini. But for now, here is business news.
All right, so welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. This is Nedbank Business Watch. Stay with us. Let's go for business news. Business Eswatini hosts the annual Tax Indaba on June 19th, 2024 to tackle taxation complexities faced by SMEs. The event fosters dialogue between the business community, Ministry of Finance, and Eswatini Revenue Service, aiming to provide expert guidance and solutions.
I think one of the key things that did come out of that particular seminar was the extension of the tax amnesty that was being extended to the business community by Eswatini Revenue Service. We were able to get quite a number of businesses to come confess their tax sins, for lack of a better word, and were able to get their debts cleaned. However, I mean, it is now 2 years from that particular instance, and next week, Wednesday, on the 19th of June, we will be holding our annual Tax Indaba. And in this year's installation, we have invited the Ministry of Finance, who will be talking about the tax policy and how they envision that it will contribute to economic growth. We will also be, again, having the Eswatini Revenue Service, who, amongst other things, will be discussing the new amendments in the income tax order that particularly speak to issues of presumptive tax, issues of capital gains tax, and some of the registration thresholds. We will also be hearing a little bit about the new changes in the tax administration system, as it were. They did launch this tax ease platform recently, wherein businesses are now able to submit all their tax returns online. We do understand, again, as Business Eswatini, that there have been a few challenges that some of the people have encountered while submitting their returns. So some of those issues will be discussed in terms of what are the specific challenges and perhaps what can be done to resolve that. We do also have a presentation, or at least a discussion, from the Revenue Appeals Tribunal. So for us, it will be just to get a sense of how far they've gone, what are some of the landmark cases that they've come across with particular judgments, and indeed just explain the entire dispute resolution mechanism. Because we do understand as well that when you are speaking about issues of taxation, there are bound to be a few issues, a few disputes that arise in terms of the legal interpretation of the legislation as well as some of the administration practices.
Apple on Monday unveiled Apple Intelligence, its suite of new AI features for its coveted devices, and a partnership with OpenAI as it seeks to catch up to rivals racing ahead on adopting the white-hot technology. For months, pressure has been on Apple to persuade doubters on its AI strategy after Microsoft and Google rolled out products in rapid-fire succession.
It's the company's annual showcase of what's next for its biggest platforms. And this year's Worldwide Developers Conference saw Apple unveil its foray into AI, called Apple Intelligence. The technology will power tools including generating text and images and be integrated across its suite of apps.
Recent developments in generative intelligence and large language models offer powerful capabilities that provide the opportunity to take the experience of using Apple products to new heights.
It's also revealed a partnership with ChatGPT to bring the technology to its devices later in 2024. The announcement is the company's bid to reassure investors that it hasn't lost the AI race to rival Microsoft, which earlier this year dethroned Apple as the world's most valuable company. Though Apple has been quietly using AI to power features in its devices for years, it has long been reluctant to be transparent about this technology. Unlike Microsoft, which took an early bet on OpenAI, and the likes of Google, Meta and Amazon, which have also scrambled to capitalize on the AI race, investing billions into the hardware to power generative models. An added pressure is to reassure its investors of its place in the tech world, as chipmaker Nvidia passed Apple to become the world's second most valuable company, and its shares this year have trailed those of other big tech firms.
It's 8 minutes after 2, and that's it for our business news. After the break, we come back and discuss the importance of tax indaba with Police Wadlamini, who's a promotion officer at the Ministry of Commerce, Industry and Trade. Stay with us.
Renewal of TV licenses for 2024 is now open. Here is a quick reminder. A viewer's TV license costs 180 emalangeni per device. Other accessories such as decoders and set-top box cost 50 emalangeni per device. For traders and repairers, TV license costs 300 emalangeni per business area. And now, to pay your TV license, use these following methods. You can use MTN Mobile Money with the number 762222000 or dial *007 *3 *7#, or you can use Eswatini Imali. You can pay our TV license at any post office in the country. Another option is you can use any Nedbank branch using our TV license account number 119900430037. Don't forget, when paying for your viewer's TV license, reference with your PIN at all times. And when paying for a retailer TV license, reference with your TIN at all times. For more information, call us on 7802-4543 or 34050163 or 34020879. And you can send us a WhatsApp message on 762222000.
Right, welcome on board. If you have just joined us, you are watching Nedbank Business Watch. I am Lincoln Gule. On the 19th of June 2022, Business Eswatini will be hosting Tax Indaba, dubbed Tax Talks, where all stakeholders will be engaging on tax issues in the Kingdom of Eswatini. Sifuneka nekugcina kakhulu endzabeni yema SMEs kuthi ngabe wona venda kangwane ingabe vele ubhadala njani umthelo nebumcuwa nje bale tax indaba on the SME sector. I am joined by Phyllis Dlamini from the Ministry of Commerce, a promotion officer under the SME unit. Dlamini angikuvusele ngikwamukele hlelo Nedbank Business Watch. Mhlawumbe ngaqala ngayo nje le tax indaba lengikhuluma ngayo tabe ikhona la event ukuthi nanibuka ni neluse bosomabhizinisi labancane imcwa kanganani kini?
Siyabonga Magwabane ukuthi namuhla usemukelela ka TV. Sibonga kakhulu ku ARS ngalomsebenzi lomkhulu lasawendile. Vele ngila khona sigathe khona ukuthi ngabe tinhlelo dabo tekusifundisela bosomabhizinisi labancane vele sebatihlele kanganani. Kumcwa kakhulu ngoba sisenda nje sisafunda nema reports kuyatshengisa lokho ukuthi bosomabhizinisi bethu babancane abasibo kakhulu labafuna kubhadala umthelo, hayi kwekuthi abafuni kunedingcinamba letinside kwecala nje dingcinamba ukuthi basengakakhuli kwakahle lebhizinisini. Lokunye ingcinamba lekhona lokunye abacondzisisi kahle kubo basafuna kwathi ukuthi nangibhadala le tax mina yini inzuzo lengobe sengiyayithola. So kulapho ke la sibone khona ukuthi kumcoka vele ukuthi sisenda tonke tinhlelo but luhlelo ukuthi sifundise bosomabhizinisi ukuthi kumcoka ngani ukuthi na usebhizinisini bese ke uyahamba uyobhadala i-tax. So le indaba ke siyajabula lokho ukuthi toba khona ngoba vele ingila khona sitokhona lokucazulula mhlambe letinkinga sibuke naletingono bese ke mhlambe sichamuka netimphendvulo letitsite ukuthi bosomabhizinisi bethu bese bayasitakala even.
Okay, when we look at the business environment locally, is it conducive enough for SME growth?
Hulumende so usebente kakhulu vele kuleso sigaba. Sikhumbule ukuthi i-SME unit ya established nga 2002 nga 2005 saba nepolicy yethu yeqala. Nasiyenda le policy yaqale yasibekela nje sabuka ukuthi mbambamba letinkinga tabo somabhizinisi evenitini davela sona ku SME policy sibe sekusebenteni khamba kwesikhathi siyabeka mhlambe sithi ngema pillars mhlambe ngema strategic pillars lesebenta ngawo labuka mhlambe le environment ngidobekisa nje ukuthi environment silivela kangwane sizamile lokuthi ibe ngcono ngidobekisa ngeregister ma business nasi emuva kuregister business bekuthatha 30 days. Kodwa ke ngeke ukuthi bese kunaleli office labuketa ukuthi angeke phela ukuthi bosomabhizinisi kuphela inyanga solo umuntu uyabhalisa ibhizinisi nyalo nje sesithatha 3 days. Kepha kumadudane nje kutobe sesithatha ilanga linye na kanjalo nasi register lenkampani nakhona bekuthatha vele tinyanga but nyalo so uthatha nje liviki. Lokunye futhi lesikwendile to enable the environment ukuthi bosomabhizinisi bakhuthateke kucala emabhizinisi nekubhadala kwethu nje sehulumende sosebenze kakhulu ngoba na ubhadala uthatha trading license uregister business so uyabhadala ngamobile money. So le environment hulumende uimprove kakhulu futhi ke ekhambeni kwesikhathi siyabonga kakhulu kuyingwenyama yelive seyisiphasisele umthetho wethu kuthiwa i-Citizens Economic Empowerment Act. La yona sibuke ukuthi phela bosomabhizinisi balakangwane nathi kufuteke ukuthi kube nemithetho kube nelichaza lesidlalako ukuze phela sitokhona lokubavikela sibanike nemathuba ukuthi lamabhizinisi lakhona lamakhulu nemabhizinisi lakhona ekhamba ukuthi phela asite sihlanganise la ukuthi abasite basebenzise bosomabhizinisi bethu labancane. Ungasho ukuthi ibhizinisi lenkulu ichamukile le but iphindze ithathe kwekusebenta ikulanze khona lengephandle sibuka lokho ukuthi letinfo letinjalo asibuye phela bese nathi siyakhona kuhlumisa emaswati kangwane.
In 2020, the World Bank issued a report, and one of the findings in that report is that there's too much bureaucracy in Eswatini, and the regulation makes it so difficult to establish and grow in terms of the SME sector. But that's a topic for another day, before we even talk about tax issues, access to finance la business. Usingabe vele event nanibuka senisebenza kanganani kunasiqiniseke ukuthi ma SMEs ayakhona kusitakala ngemali.
Yebo Magawubane, kula ma-pillars bengiwalistile lapha isikhathi sethu siyasalela. Iphila yethu lemcuka access to finance nga 2021 nangaphosisi besi sike sabanje ne-project sisitwa bakaYuneka, we did i-financing model la khona besibuka ukuthi hulumende kepha angadlala lichaza lelinganani akusho ukuthi even la kangwane kude imali leti sitabo somabhizinisi tikhona hulumende lichaza leliningi ulidlalile ngokubala njena tikhwama letikhona leti sitabo somabhizinisi sine credit guarantee scheme uyayitfola na uye kuwo onke lamabhange but siyibekela phe central bank ngoba onke lamabhange are regulated by central bank so iyatfolakala and uhulumende wayikhulisa ngiyayikhumbula nangifika yayithi 100,000 yakhula ngabo 2010 yathi 500,000 yalikhulile futhi seyi 1 million ngoba sibuka letidzingo sibuka nalesikhathi ukuthi phela kulesikhathi lesiphila kuto netidzingo neprice yetinfo diyakhula etitolo so ikhona and leyo credit guarantee ihlukene kabili siyaboleka kune small scale loan la khona siboleka nje tonke itinhlangothi temabhizinisi then sine export credit guarantee kuleyo lesikubonile sibuka ukuthi le uptake akusiyo lenhle kakhulu ngoba sisete bosomabhizinisi laba kakhulu abaka manufacturing lesilive nyalo sisemkhankasweni ngoba sesiyiphasisile i-industrial policy sibukile ke ukuthi bosomabhizinisi mhlawumbe sebatothola lithuba lekukhicita bese le export credit guarantee bese mhlawumbe iyasebenzela ngoba yona ethi manje umuntu lokhicitako bese ufuna ukuthengisa umkhicito wakhe even ngaphandle uhulumende uyamboleka and uyamboleka imali engaka 2.4 million then lesinye sikhwama uhulumende lasungula ngoba le SME policy bese yibukile letinkinga i-youth fund siyabona lokho ukuthi iyasebenza selithuba lelihle nje lekusho nokuthi kungaba kuhle ukuthi nahulumende asinyusele mhlambe le mali phela lapha ka youth ngoba tincinamba sesibonile ukuthi i-youth yethu iyusele umsebenzi ayicasheki kanti seyibuyile nasesikolweni
abalimi kancane nje Madlamini yes tikhona letikhwama but the concerns ukuthi diningi letincabekelwane letenda ukuthi lomasomabhizinisi agcine vele is either baya give up noma bangaloko nje nalokuvela. What are you doing to address those concerns?
Cha ke Magwabane akusi kuba mhlawumbe diningi letincabeleko angisho ukuthi even lethu la kangwane as much as sinayo i-free education but lelizinga letemfundo nale entrepreneurship isengakafiki ezingeni lekwekuthi mhlawumbe nasesibuya kuletemas business la basita ngetimali bangavele basiboleke esikhatsini lesiningi ukhanzakala ukuthi labo somabhizinisi bayadzinga mhlawumbe ukuthi abukwe noma adzingela tomcoach phela ukuthi le business yakhe itosebenza and sewunikiwe mhlawumbe lo lusito lale mali siyadzinga kunana kulokuthiwa ngema-mentors bantu laba tohamba nabo leyo ndlela lesisaceka kuko selivela kangwane but at least kukhona sekucalile so akusiko lokho ukuthi mhlambe letincabekelwane mhlambe setikhulu kakhulu ngiloko ukuthi nathi siyadzinga lokho ukuthi mhlambe labantu bethu labasha mhlambe bayadzinga lokuthi bafundziswe kunema issue nje ye business management sisadzinga vele kubafundzisa abantu labasha indzaba ye financial management sitholile ukuthi ekubabolekeni letimali muva nje sasikhanza ukuthi abasibola ababhadala kahle ngitobekisa nje ngesikhwama se-youth fund nasesaqala ngoba bengihlala ebhodini bengithi sesicala sesiyabahambela phela umuntu evingathi imali yengosi le so kube tinfo leti silimatako bese kufuneka bese uyaqinisa phela ukuthi no akube nala kule process la bese ikhona iyaqina but ayigcineli kwekuthi asifuni le mali sisuke sithi nase sikunika le mali sesinesiqiniseko ukuthi ibhizinisi yakho tokhona kuchubekele phambili.
Madam, I mean, like you said, we have so many things to talk about, but so little time. Thank you so much for coming through. Because we were talking just about the importance of the tax in that is coming through on the 19th of June. But the other concerns even available participate business. You are still watching Nedbank Business Watch. We shall come back and continue with the show.
Transact with Nedbank and stand a chance to win a 5,000 Emalangeni trolley dash. To qualify, do any of the following. Tap or swipe your Nedbank card for purchases a minimum number of 10 times in 2 weeks. Or send cash to any local cell phone number a minimum number of 5 times in 2 weeks. Or withdraw cash using Nedbank Cashback at Till at any OK Foods outlet a minimum number of 5 times in 2 weeks. It could be you, so start today. For more information, please visit nedbank.co.nz, call or send us an email. See money differently. Nedbank.
Asimze sinemukele solobukela Nedbank Business Watch. Lesikhathi I'm joined by SME manager khona ka Nedbank babe Sive Shabangu. Dokumela ukuthi ivikini eliphelile besibuke kakhulu retail banking nazamangwane. Namhla sifuna ukukhuluma kabanti ngema business loans la available for bosoma business labancane. Asekuvusele babe Shabangu sabanga ukuthi benathi lo mhla ekseni. Mhlawumbe sengangeni nje kiyo indzaba yema business loans. Kusikhumbuta nje ukuthi kepha the last time you were here bokhuluma ngema SME account kumbe kusichaza nje ukuthi kepha vele ngoba namhla sibuke vele bosoma business labancane ngabe vele ama accounts la khona for bona bosoma business labancane ngimaphi la available ka Nedbank.
Ngiyabonga Lulu, ngiyabonga ukungimukela emsakatweni wetithombe Eswazi TV. Ngibingelele babukeli lapha abakhona khona ngisho ukuthi ekugcineni kwethu nesikhona la ku Eswatini TV sakhuluma kakhulu nge-SME account, sakhuluma ukuthi i-SME account i-account lengiyena isikhiya lengiyona lecela budlalo bakho nelibhange leNedbank. Saphinde futhi sakhuluma ukuthi Nedbank uma ufike khona so uvulele SME account singinika banker lo ngiyena angimeluleki wakho no senebudlelwane uthatha usebenzisa libhange lase Nedbank. Saphinde sabuka ukuthi futhi no sowuvulele SME account yini lokunye longakuthola longakwenda ngayo. Sabuka ukuthi ungakhona uku-applyela i-overdraft ngiyona kuphela i-account lekuvumela ukuthi u-applyele i-overdraft ebhange lase Nedbank. Namhla ke baleleli sitawuchubeka sibuka ukuthi yini etinye insita longatithola no sowucala budlelwane neNedbank.
Ya ngicabanga ukuthi vele lusito olukhulu kakhulu kubo soma business labancane ngalokuthi labanye basuke bayiqala ibusiness yabo labanye mhlambe bafuna ukuyithuthukisa indzaba lenkhulu yimali. So ngifuna sibukede ama options labanawo bosoma business ukuthi ngabe nabafuna nje ukuthatha ama loans ka Nedbank ukuzama ukuthuthukisa ukuthi noma ke udevelop ama business abo ngabe benda kanjani ngapha ama options la available.
Ngiyabonga Lulu. Nedbank ama options laba khona kusoma business lamancane lo mncane lofuna ukuthuthukisa ibusiness yakhe lo icalako noma ke lo sawufuna kuyikhulisa yekuqala lesitawukhuluma ngayo i-business loan. Kusho i-business loan ngilapha khona utocela imali ukuthi mina na ibusiness yami ngisenginalo leliphupho sengifuna kuyicala kenyalo Nedbank ungisita ngani. Siphize futhi sibuke nokuthi ke mhlambe lomunye utathi senginayo le business kepha ayikhulu ngifuna kuyikhulisa Nedbank ungangisita ngani. Kwekuqala lesingakuchaza nje kusoma business ukuthi nekato ucela iloan kufanele ukuthi ede nale business plan lengasho ukuthi ingumgogodla lo chazako ukuthi ibusiness yakho yendani kwekuqala imanage kanjani bobani bo director bale business nekwekuthi ke lo sebenzisa nabo bobani nekuthi ke vele I staff nje complements sikanjani structure sebusiness sikanjani.
So kulama documents lawa ngathi lokuthi senisebenzisane nabo somabhizinisi isikhathi lesithe kuba khona yini leyo efficiency from them lokuthi vele bayibambisa bayawaletha onke ama documents aphelele ngibekise nje business plan abanye vele bazabacela labanye noma letinye inkampani ukuthi babendele business plan kuba bedeni lokho mhlambe kuhishana nabo bosomabhizinisi ukuthi akushoda lokho sicane wenda lokho kahle kuba khona nokubambisana kibo bawaletha onke ama documents.
Ngiyabonga lo mbuto lomuhle lokho esikhathi esiningi vele bosomabhizinisi labanye nebeta nje batosikhulumisa bangede baconzele ngisi ibusiness plan yini singnetbank ke thina siyakhona lokubeluleka ulokuthi ibusiness plan sigadze nako ku business plan sigadze ukuthi isho ukuthi ibusiness yakho yentani sigadze isho ukuthi baqondisi bayo bobani sigadze isho futhi ku business plan yakho lokuthi lokwenta wehluke wena kulabanye bosomabhizinisi lenisebenzisana nabo yini naloko ukuthi ke sigathe kusho lokuthi sisebenza unadingakhi bobani futhi lenisebenzisana nabo sibese siphinze futhi siyabaluleka bosomabhizinisi labancane sinebudlelwane nenkampani letimele ya hulumende lengisetho lapha khona sibona ukuthi somabhizinisi vele akakhona ukuthi angayenda njani le business plan yakhe sibese siyamluleka ukuthi ke akabavakashele khona lapha khona batamsita kwenta ibusiness plan bambute ukuthi ufuna kwentani baphinze kumsita futhi nokuthi nesakade uyipresent ebhange utewenda kanjani ngoba neseke fika lekithi sine sitawukhulumisa yena somabhizinisi usika sengangekho setho sigathile usomabhizinisi ke ayiconze lento la ilethile ukuthi ikhuluma ithini ngoba sine sitabe sesikhuluma naye.
Baba Shabangu ingabe kumalula kanganani nje ukuthi ngingisomabhizinisi lomncane ngingathola le loan ngibekise nje amabhizinisi kuvula ibhizinisi ku risk lomunye umfangasho kanjalo especially nje ibhizinisi lesaqala ingabe kumalula kanganani as Nedbank kumnikede lo yomvulo ye loan niyakhona ukubona ukuthi utokhona yini kuyakha inzunzo profit ni bese nibuketa kanjani in that case.
Yeah kule business plan le yakhe lataba ilethile kwethu vele ngilokubuka lokuthi iyakhuluma yini iyayinda in sense vele thina lesikhipha imali nje the shareholders yomboleka itawubuya indemali kungako ukuthi ngetulu kwale business plan lataba sayendile bese sosendela ke nalo luhlu lesithi lesingathi nje pheceleti cash flow ngiyona leta awushengisathi nginali ke liphupho solibhalile ke nesesitawuthula letimali ke sesitawungena kanjani letimali tiyashengisa ukuthi imali engidayenda 100 months siye sithanze ke ukuthi ke kule nyanga kulomnyaka wekuqala somabhizinisi akasitshengise ukuthi ngenyanga kutawungena malini bese kuthi uphinze futhi lapha ngephansi uyatshengisa ukuthi letimali ke nesetiphuma tisebenza titawusebenza kanjani yabekisa nje atshengise ukuthi iloan yakhe latayithatha itamdla malini kuholela tisebenti ukutawudla ngemalini nato tonke nje letindleko letidzingakalako ekuqhubeni lebusiness yakhe ngilapho khona ke besabe siyabona ukuthi letimali letingenako naletiphumako vele iyasala yini profit nesekabhadale esikoloti lafuna kusidala ebhange.
Sise lapho nje kule business loan Baba Shabangu mhlambe lomnye somabhizinisi yaku asithi uyayivula ibhizinisi yakhe makumhambeli kahle so thinga satha lenye loan futhi na Nedbank ninayo any option ukuthi a revolve leyo mali koneka kanjani if nangabe ikhona kuba sikhathi lesinganani ayithethe le loan.
Ekuqaleni ngachaza ukuthi eNedbank nofika ko sikunika lo bank lengisithi umeluleki wakho somabhizinisi uta neskills sakhe sokusimine ngathi umsebenzi bese ukuthi ebhange sesikunika ke lo lotakweluleka ngetetimali kusho ukuthi niyaxoxisana nalo somabhizinisi nalo banker lo long business relationship wakho lapha khona utamtshela lokuthi hey uyathi lana bese projectile kepha ngasa kusahambi kahle sengidzinga lenye imali kuze ngikhona kunako utakweluleka lo banker wakho lokuthi okay kuze sithwele enye imali singenda kanje yes vele ikhona le chance ukuthi ungayicela imali lenye ngetulu kwalobo uyicelile khona sitho khona phela kokusita ngoba uma ungasasitakali wena ngeke ukhona ukubuyisa le mali yethu.
Yeah, ngalokho samabhizinisi vele kuningi lakudingako babeshabangu udinga imali, udinga imoto yekusebenta, udinga indzawo yekusebenta. Ingabe ama services lamanye lena provider kweni lawo as in Nedbank Eswatini ngibekise njengale yemoto niyakhona nikumfinance ukuthi akhona ukuthenga imoto particularly lona nje mhlambe lone business yekuthutha ama-goods. Ingabe vele mhlambe ikhona yini leyo service leyo?
Yes, sinayo i-service lenjengaleyo lesiyibita commercial vehicle loan lapha khona somabhizinisi simthengela khona imoti yekuyoqala umsebenzi noma ke sowufuna ukukhulisa ke wena ifleet yakho sinayo i-product lenjengaleyo lokudzingakala kona khona lokho lo ngathi nje kumcoko onke lamabhizinisi lama business lesibanika wona bosomabhizinisi bethu ngilokuthi vele kufuna abe nayo le business plan lengiyona esitshela ngcono ngawe ukuthi wendani i-competitive advantage yakho kulabanye yini nekwekuthi ke vele le business yakho isima kanjani njengoba bese ngichazile ukuthi siyabuka ke ukuthi vele yona imanage kanjani bese ke ukuthi mhlambene ngetulu kwalabo kulaba labatocela imali tetimoto tokusebenza siyacela kusibasilethele ipermit ikakhulu kulabo bemabhansi noma bemakhumbi bese kuthi mhlambeni lo ufuna simthengele ilori yena sicela asilethele icontract kumcwalo kusalese letinvo lokho because letinvo lekulenti icelako ngito lengaze kusomabhizinisi usebenzise tona kwakha loluhlu lokuthi imali ingena kanjani le cash flow lengikhulume nayo awuti utocela imoto yekususa yofuna icontract.
Yeah, so wonke somabhizinisi lomncane une privilege ukuthi una personal banker wakhe kude kutawugcineka tolomvoloteka le relationship.
kunjalo so mabhizinisi nje nekaqala ebhange vele uba nayo loyo business banker wakhe lengiyena lambamba ngesandla ukuze ukuthi sibone ukuthi ibhizinisi yakhe ichuba kanjani futhi ke loyo banker loyo uyakhona nekukubuta nje noma ngaketi yena uyakhona loku ebhange kunalembiko lephumako every month akhona kubuka ukuthi hey ngathi lana kusatholi kahle akushayela akuvusele nje akukhulumise kusake ndeki ingodi.
Okay, kumbe naye egcina nje nayo lesibalile i-property because sivedile ukuthi kumcwa ukuthi somabhizinisi asati thuthukisa sa develop business yakhe kube khona indzawo mhlambe letindile lekutawate ukuthi yakhe le ingabe nakhona niyakhona kumfinance kulelo hlangothi.
Yes, kunjalo lolu siyabasita bomabhizinisi ngekuthi nje nesebafuna kuyothenga indzawo yabo yokusebentela sibathengele leyo ndzawo noma lo munye ungakhanza ukusemhlambeni bekanayo leyo ndzawo so ufuna kuyithuthukisa kuyideveloper siyamsita nakhona lapho ukuthi akhone ukuthola ifinance yokudeveloper indzawo yakhe kusho nje ukuthi sisabuka lokudzingakako lapho ukuthi nofuna kuyothenga ibusiness kakhulu enzaweni lesedrobheni siye sibukele lesedrobheni ngoba ngilapho khona utawukhona kuba ne-ownership usilendzawo ngeyami sibhekele kusomabhizinisi asilethele i-plan ngidawusini i-deed of sale shokuthi lekusivumelwane lene sisayinile wena lothenga le business nalolo lothengiselako sigatsile futhi somabhizinisi ngoba sikhuluma ngendzawo yamasipala la abe nayo iplan bese iphasiswe kumasipala ukuthi mina ngithenga nayi indzawo kune business le ngifuna kwenta ama-office ngoba tindzawo temasipala tehlukanisiwe ukuthi la ungayenda office la ngeke walenda office sigatsile futhi ukuthi kuleyo plan akube phela khona lapha khona kunesifakazelo sokuthi labakwati kubala lengathi ngema quantity surveyors bakubalele babona vele ukuthi le mali lo icelako ebhange yenele ukuthi utawakha le business yakho ize ifike ekugcineni o lenzawo yakho lofuna kusebenzela kayo ize ifike ekugcineni.
Yeah, nongevakala simakhulu babeshabang sithemba ukuthi nabo somabhizinisi kuba sithile ukulalela babeshabang abachazela ngama options labanawo ekakhulukazi nabafuna ukuthatha i-business loan noma nabanye bafuna ukufinance ngekuthenga imoto noma ke nabafuna ukuthenga indzawo yokuchuba ibhizinisi yabo kepha ke nangabeni sesenemibuto you can interact nabo baka Nedbank on their social media platforms bayatholakala naselicingweni bakhona bayatholakala ungabuda leyo imibuto sabahlala emakethe sitaba yasichibeke nehlelo.
Digital helps you make cross-border payments. Human gives you global specialists. Digital allows you to apply for a loan anytime, anywhere. Human connects you to credit experts. Digital puts you in control of your money, while Human connects you to wealth advisors. Digital allows you to freeze, unfreeze, cancel, and reorder your card. Human gives you that personal touch. Digital when you want it. Human when you need it. Get the complete private banking experience with Nedbank Private Clients.
Welcome back. It is 25 minutes to 3. We are still watching Nedbank Business Watch. We are coming to you live from a Hospital Hill studio in Babane. Supported by the International Trade Center, SETCO assists entrepreneurs in accessing African markets. The Ministry of Commerce, Industry and Trade Strategy for SMEs seeks to enhance capacity building, boosting African intra-trade with local products. Business Watch business reporter Pure Sami Ginenza had a heart-to-heart interview with SETCO CEO Ketiwe Mhlanga on what they are doing to assist SMEs to tap into regional and international markets.
Thank you very much, CEO, for the opportunity to be with us on Nedbank Business Watch. My first question will be, where are we as a country in terms of SMEs exporting their goods?
What we can say is, as Eswatini, we're still in the early stages. Our SMEs still require a lot of capacity building when it comes to exporting goods to other countries, like within Africa and also Europe. We have at least had the opportunity of being supported by the Eswatini Investment Promotion Authority in terms of them being able to take some of our SMEs, their products, to be in expos such as in Taiwan, where they have exposure in terms of networking with business to business and selling their products in those markets where SETCO cannot reach. But what I can indicate that as a country, when it comes to now capacity building, we are doing our best. We have support from the International Trade Center, who have been supporting us in capacitating some of our entrepreneurs to be even export ready in terms of accessing those markets. We are at least happy that we have also the strategy that has been developed under the Ministry of Commerce, Industry and Trade when it comes to SMEs being able to access the African Free Continental Trade Area. So there's work that is being done, and we are happy to say that that capacity building will be seeing it being realized in actually seeing most of our products now and being able to be in our African intra-trade. So we're looking forward to that.
Thank you. Where are we in terms of the standards of exporting goods?
When it comes to the standards, I can happily say that it's slowly improving for the country because we have the necessary support now. We have the Eswatini Standards Authority that has been very instrumental in trying to have standards that are speaking to our local SMEs so that they are able to have goods now that would be acceptable not only for our local but also for export markets. We actually have a project that we are supported by UNDP that we're working with our SME unit in the Ministry of Commerce and Trade, as well as Eswatini Standards Authority. It's called the Ingelo Project, which is focusing really on standards for our SMEs. We are seeing more of our SMEs meeting those standards, but it's still work in progress. There's a lot of support that they require. There are issues of certifications, which for SMEs can be very expensive. And as we all know, our SMEs, they need access to finance and they don't have enough for now being able to qualify for some of these certifications. And the country itself as well needs to even strengthen their own laboratories so that they get certification within the country. They don't have to go to our neighboring countries such as South Africa. So this is something that really we have to work closely with our partners, as it's not an issue of just SEDCO alone or the Ministry of Commerce, Industry and Trade, but there are other players who are coming into play who are assisting our entrepreneurs in this space, simply because the issue of finance for certification is quite high for some of them. So they do need the necessary support.
So far, how will you change that narrative?
For us at SEDCO, what's critical for our SMEs is, one, making sure that their goods are meeting the standards, not only local, but also for the global market. And how can we change that? By making the key players within Eswatini to provide the necessary support. I think I've already indicated the issue of finance. Finance alone does not assist if maybe also our entrepreneurs where they are working, you find that they don't have the proper infrastructure. They need to have infrastructure that is suitable. What we have found with our markets outside of Eswatini is that they will have specification on how a product has to be. This even comes also with issues of even the agricultural sector. Something that you might think is simple for you as a farmer, but for somebody else, maybe in Europe or in America, will find that certain maybe products that you're using to do your crop production are not something that is acceptable in their market when it comes to consumption, because there are certain regulations that come into place. So things like that, it's some things that we need to teach our entrepreneurs. We also need to be cognizant as a country that we must always ensure that there's safety in place for all products that we are producing. And this doesn't just go into only maybe agricultural products. It comes to also those who have moved into cosmetics, because those also have safety issues. You don't want to have a product that is produced in Eswatini and then it goes to another market, and in that market they claim it has chemicals that are damaging to the skin. So we have to be able to protect also the country at large in the kind of goods that we produce. We must ensure that there is quality in place. And each country, what we have to realize, has a right to regulate. So some countries, they would say that certain goods may not be suitable for their markets. So we as Eswatini, we must produce goods that are within the proper regulations and are able for our entrepreneurs to excel in them. More than anything, having the proper infrastructures in Eswatini for them, ensuring that we have clear standards in place, continuing not to work in silos, utilize our partners such as SWASA, such as IEPA, to ensure that we are meeting the right standards for the right markets. So those are the things that we have to continue doing, and closely working together with those partners.
Lastly, in terms of the business fair in Botswana, how are we getting the SMEs internationally?
What we can highlight about the Botswana Fair, SEDCO has been doing the Botswana Fair for numerous years now. And with that, we normally take entrepreneurs who are in the handicraft sector and they go to Botswana themselves. Of course, SEDCO goes with them. We provide the stalls for them. We make sure that at least we had paid for the stalls where they are going to be displaying their products. And we are in partnership again with the Ministry of Commerce, Industry and Trade, simply because they also have a National Handicraft department there, which is responsible for some of these entrepreneurs who goes to these fairs. And when they go to the Botswana fair, they normally display their products and they get the opportunity to sell those products. What we have seen though over the years is, although they take their products, we sometimes see that they take similar products. The other thing that we take for granted, that handcrafted material in other societies such as the West, those actually get more money than here in our local markets. A simple, what you would consider a simple crafted woven basket, in another country, that one will maybe attract like 1,000 rands. But maybe here in Eswatini or your neighboring country, you'll sell it maybe with 200 rands or 100 emalangeni. But in the West, you'll find once they put it in those shops of retails, they are making like 1,000 emalangeni. So things like that, we need to teach also our entrepreneurs when it comes to pricing, that your work should be priced accordingly. Take value and also realize that you have a niche market. And when you're going to these expos, you don't just go simply with the mindset that I'm just here to sell my stock. You're also there to market your business for future customers that you are going to get, like maybe while you are there, interact with the other players who come to see your products. See if you can take that business to the next level, where now you're supplying another country some of the products that you are producing as an entrepreneur. Those are the things. What I can also highlight, we are in the process of also doing a benchmarking exercise in the sense of our entrepreneurs going to expos. Currently, we have one of our senior managers who has gone to an expo in South Africa right now, which is Cytex. And with that expo is more about learning how should they display their products, because sometimes you'll find they are not displayed appropriately. Because the way you display it and the way you package it, it makes somebody wants to buy, even if they were just passing through. But if it's really attracting me from far, I'm going to stop and want to buy that product. So things like that. And how do we do that matching of accessing another market during the expo? How do we train our entrepreneurs to be more vocal about their products, to be more visible and market them in a way that everyone is wanting to buy from them? Those are the things that we would like to see more, and also having clear branding from them, because once you have that branding of your products, at least then those expos are very effective, because now that business person who may have come to your table will remember, oh, this product was made by such and such person from Eswatini, and they will follow up on it.
Thank you very much, CEO, and thank you for the insight.
Thank you so much. From Sipho Sami Kininza, who had a sit down with SEDCO CEO, where they were discussing what is SEDCO doing to assist SMEs to tap into regional and international markets. We'll check a short break, then we shall continue with the show. You are watching Nedbank Business Watch.
Transact with Nedbank and stand a chance to win a 5,000 Emalangeni Trolley Dash. To qualify, do any of the following. Tap or swipe your Nedbank card for purchases a minimum number of 10 times in 2 weeks. Or send cash to any local cell phone number a minimum number of 5 times in 2 weeks. Or withdraw cash using Nedbank Cashback at till at any OK Foods outlet a minimum number of 5 times in 2 weeks. It could be you, so start today. For more information, please visit nedbank.co.nz, call or send us an email. See money differently. Nedbank.
Ujala masoda mahle kunathi lesa.
Sabatandi ukuthi njengalokhu sivile sive sikhulume.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. You're still watching Nedbank Business Watch. We are joined by the head of treasury at Nedbank Eswatini, Bongani Mabuza. So, how are the markets performing this afternoon? There's quite a lot we can anticipate this week. The governor is expected to deliver his monetary policy, and of course, we shall wait to see what will happen on Friday in SA Parliament. A very good afternoon, Mr. Mabuza. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. I did see that the rand is quite volatile this afternoon. Take us through the currencies, Lomplamin.
Thank you, Lulu. Good afternoon to you and good afternoon to your viewers. It's a real pleasure to be here. As you say, there's quite a bit happening and probably not enough time to discuss. Yeah. But let's see how much we can cover. You start by mentioning the rand, the volatility in the rand. The rand has remained volatile since the 29th of May when South Africa went into elections. And at present, we are at around 18.64. And this is about 20 basis points up from a rand perspective. So the story there is that there's two things really driving that currency. One is expectations of the formation of a government of national unity in South Africa. The Parliament of South Africa is expected to have its first sitting on Friday to elect a president. So the outcome of the talks to form a government of national unity are going to move the currency quite a bit. And secondly, there are interest rate expectations in the U.S. The U.S. Federal Reserve is expected to announce interest rates later today. And we also expect inflation figures from the U.S. to come out today. So I think that is driving the Langeni or the rand movement against major currencies.
Bringing it locally, as I did mention, governor is expected to deliver his monetary policy. Any changes that we can anticipate or expect this week, especially on Thursday, Friday?
No, thanks. Yes, so you rightfully say the governor of the Central Bank of Eswatini, Dr. Philip Nisi, is expected to present the governor's annual monetary policy statement. And this is really a lay of the land from a monetary policy perspective, or the governor's view of it, and it's published annually. And it's a very insightful report which will give insights into how the economy is performing, which areas are performing, what expectations are from a central bank perspective. The central bank has a very robust research team that does economic projections on various sectors of the economy. So it will be a very interesting session tomorrow with the governor. And the statement, I think, the session will be available for the public to view, and the statement, I think, will also be available to view. So it will be quite insightful.
Yeah. All right, so let's go through the commodities. Gold is doing quite steady. It has been since the beginning of the week. It's still trading at 2.3 US dollars, 2.3 thousand US dollars. Take us through these figures.
No, that's correct. Gold at present is at around 2,313 US dollars per ounce, which is up about 13 basis points. What we've seen is that gold has been steady after a 2-day gain. And the reason for that is that we await the Federal Reserve decision later on today after the market closes, and we await the US inflation numbers later on this afternoon. So I think we'll see some movement after that. From a crude oil perspective, crude oil is up about 52 basis points at $82 per barrel. And the reason for that is really that there's data that shows that there's shrinking US crude oil stockpiles. So if you have low demand, you'll likely, all else equally, you'll see the price increase. I think that is what's driving the crude oil price.
Okay, so moving on to equities, the bigger story today. Apple has integrated to AI. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, thanks. So that was a very big day for Apple yesterday, and what essentially happened with the integration, they have what they're calling Apple Intelligence, which is basically integrating with OpenAI. And what has happened is that the market reacted very positively to that, with Apple gaining about 6% during the session and reaching an all-time high. I think the valuation of Apple it's now the second most valuable company in the world, after Microsoft, and it's very positive news. You saw investors take some profits from Nvidia and rewarding Apple for that, and Apple being such a big part of the S&P 500 that moved the overall market upwards. We also saw some other companies within the S&P 500 move up, which was positive.
All right, so thank you so much, Mr. Mabuza. So, Sister Ukatagmela, with what happens on Friday in the SA Parliament, Guguti select Tabani as their next president, and also to take Guguti Taba Konanyana Lama changes now. So we shall wait and see. Thanks so much for joining us, Mugeli. We close the show with LinkedIn.
Digital helps you make cross-border payments. Human gives you global specialists. Digital allows you to apply for a loan anytime, anywhere. Human connects you to credit experts. Digital puts you in control of your money, while Human connects you to wealth advisors. Digital allows you to freeze, unfreeze, cancel, and reorder your card. Human gives you that personal touch. Digital when you want it. Human when you need it. Get the complete private banking experience with Nedbank Private Clients.
All right, we've come to the end of our program today. Thank you for tuning in Nedbank Business Watch. Let's go to the business labancane nangabe ufuna ukuthatha leyo loan or ufuna ukuthenga leyo property or you want to be financed for purchasing a vehicle. Do visit Nedbank's branches to tfola kabanti lusito noma ke information ukuthi ingabe uqualify kanjani, and also bring the necessary documents. But kuva kabanti do contact them, and also bayatfolakala on their social media pages. Thank you for joining us Alomuhla in the afternoon.
Tomorrow we're expecting the governor to deliver his monetary policy statements. I'm sure we are all looking forward to that. Well, it's a wrap from all of us here at Nedbank Business Watch. See you again next week, right?
Yeah, next week, 2 p.m.
Make better money choices. Choose a bank that takes your money seriously. Business Watch was brought to you by Nedbank.